Hi, in this week's video, I'm going to be telling you 7 things I wish I knew before getting a Hydrow. And at the end of this video, I'll also tell you about a software update that's coming that's going to be a game changer for many of us. Let's get cracking. The first thing I didn't know was that my self-taught rowing technique was actually making my life a lot harder, and the reason why I was finding rowing so difficult and didn't really stay with it. As Akil is demonstrating here, rowing is made up of parts, and just as importantly, doing those parts in the correct order. You can see him teaching this, and the how-to rowing section on the Hydrow has improved my rowing stroke no end, and my lower back really appreciates it. And if you're brand new to rowing, this will give you great technique from the offset. And if you're an experienced rower or self-taught like I was, this will help you correct many of the mistakes you might have been making and just make your life a lot easier. The next thing to consider is that your bum and your hands will probably hurt. But before you buy a seat pad and gloves, it's worth remembering that the seat is ergonomically designed to be used as it is, and so are the handlebars. If you've used a Concept 2 rower before, then the seat here is much more comfortable and the grips here are about the same, so you will get used to them. The next thing I wasn't sure about was the warm-up part of the workouts. I thought it was a bit long, and occasionally I would just do my own thing during the warm-up, but don't do this. The warm-up's there for 2 reasons. One is to get your cardiovascular, your muscles and your nervous system ready for the workout you're going to do. And secondly is to kind of get some good repetition in with the correct form. So when you're using a Hydrow, these are athletes, many of them professional athletes, and they're rowing with professional form. So when you're sitting opposite them doing your warm-up, if you're copying them, your form is actually improving without you even knowing. Like the saying goes, more is caught than taught. The next thing I didn't know about rowing is how much it firms things up. Next week, I enter my 49th year, which I'm not very happy about. It just seems like yesterday I was clubbing 3 times a week, and now I can predict the weather with my bad shoulder. Where does the time go? One thing I've always loved is weight training. And with Hydrow, they claim that rowing uses 86% of your muscles. I cross-reference that with Men's Health, and they say the same. They say 85% of your muscles. And I can really feel the difference. There seems to be a lot of cohesion now from my shoulders all the way down to my knees. And my core is also really feeling the benefits. The next thing I didn't know about was all the off-the-row workouts. The screen on the Hydrow turns so you can work out next to the rower, and this is just a coincidence, I think, of the height of the screen, but it's in the perfect place for Pilates and yoga, etc. And these can really complement your performance on the rower. Also, what I really like is they're not in a studio. Like the rowing, it's mostly not in a studio, and they just have these fantastic backgrounds where they film these workouts. Now, as you can probably tell, I really like my Hydrow. And if you decide to buy one, I'll put a link in the description, which will take you to their website for the very best price, and it will also help support the channel, so thanks. Next thing I didn't know about was the live workouts. I didn't actually think that Hydrow did them. But they do have a couple of live rows each day, and you can't beat a live row with a live leaderboard. This next one is more of a tip, and that is use it a lot in the first 30 days. Now, like Peloton, Hydrows seem to have a permanent 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. Check on their website, don't just take my word for it. And within that 30 days, I would say use it perhaps more than you're planning to use it going forward. And that way, you'll really get a feel for this rower and you'll know if it's for you. I wouldn't order this rower, for instance, knowing that the next day you're going on holiday for 3 weeks. Order it at a time where you can really get to know the machine, and I think that is probably the best advice I can give you. So the last thing I want to talk about, and a little bit of information that I think is really exciting, is the software update. As you can see, there's no buttons on the Hydrow screen, which means they can continually improve things and just move things about on the screen. If you've watched a lot of Hydrow reviews, and you probably have if you're thinking of buying one, you will know that a lot of people have mentioned that there's no just row feature. Now, there is scenic rows, so you can get on the rower and do a scenic row. But if you're doing, say, a boot camp, for instance, where you want to, say, do 1,000 meters on the rower, get off and do some weights, then that's a little bit harder to do. I managed to speak to Hydrow and they all seemed very nice, and they did speak to me, which I was really pleased about, and they said that it's coming. So firstly, if you've got a secret, please don't tell me it. But they did say that the just row function is coming. So if you want to jump on the rower, just do a quick 1,000 meters and then get off and do something else, it's going to be there, which is fantastic news. And I hope I'm the first to bring that information. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. And if you have, please like the video and don't forget to subscribe. I'll be making lots of videos with this Hydrow. And until next time, see you soon.